The board game Shasn pushes you into the deep end of politics, where each player is a politician who has to contest elections and make choices on complex political issues. The game forces you to play the existential game of politics, which many of us play only on the sidelines, either by criticizing or debating what other politicians do. But Shasn puts you on the hot seat right from the get-go, where you are no longer a spectator looking at a game, but a player who has to win elections. There are 4 major ideology cards which define the type of leadership. The capitalist focuses on free trade, the supremo focuses on identity politics, the showstopper focuses on gaining media attention, and the idealist focuses on making the world a better place. A natural tendency is to think that one always has to be an idealist. But as the game goes on, we realize that a pure idealist cannot win the game. That there has to be a way to factor in the flow of money, vote bank politics, and media attention in order to take over the majority zones. The game was influenced by the documentary An Insignificant Man, where during a crisis situation, the members of the Aam Aadmi Party cries out, saying that the party has gone away from its idealistic positions. To which Yogendra Yadav states that if one is a pure idealist, then they have to join a monastery. That in the game of politics, one should be able to manifest those ideals into the complex affairs of the real world. The problem is that the scientific revolution makes us analyze the world from a detached point of view, where we are subjects looking at the world of objects. That we are outside the thing we are analyzing and observing things from a pure objective vantage point. And here we can be as idealistic as we want because we are not existentially attached to the thing analyzed. But the humanities cannot function within those epistemological categories. Politics cannot be analyzed from a subject-object dichotomy because we are part of the game of politics, whether we like it or not. Every choice we make eventually shapes the larger political landscape. Consciously or subconsciously, all our choices are in one sense political. Even if we are neutral on things, that itself is a position. The answer to this existential problem is to be as informed as possible and make choices as best as we can in alignment with what we hold to be the ideal. But the fact is that it's murky, and many times we may get it wrong. In John 13, we see Jesus washing the disciples' feet, and the symbolic statement of that act is strong. It is not just Jesus showing servant leadership, but God's willingness to serve us as we walk the road of life. A way to keep our feet clean is not to walk the road at all. But that is not the adventure Christ calls us to. It is not about having high ideals and staying away from the issues around us. It is to take the mandate of Christ, which is the ideal, and apply it in the existential time-space dimension we find ourselves in. And there is a good chance that in that endeavor, we will not get the application of that ideal perfectly. But the symbolic statement that Christ makes in the passage is that He will be with us as we walk the road of life. That He Himself will wash our feet so that we can continue to navigate the complexity of the political world we find ourselves in.